couple of pets as well, a dog and a cat with interesting names, to say the least.
Yeah. That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if the queen of daytime TV, the woman praised for building an empire on empowerment and truth, is actually the mastermind pulling Hollywood's darkest strings? Imagine the same woman celebrated for inspiring millions, allegedly crushing rising black stars behind the scenes while hiding sinister secrets connected to her elite South African school. Now, here's where things explode. 50 Cent, the same powerhouse who helped bring Diddy's empire crashing down with that viral Netflix expose, is calling out Oprah herself. He's claiming her corruption runs even deeper than Diddy's downfall, and the allegations surfacing right now are shaking the entire industry. This isn't some rumor mill gossip. It's a full-blown storm of accusations that could rewrite Hollywood history if even half of it proves true.
Did you say things about me to be provocative, or did you really just not like me?
No, I would see moments where you would discuss your feelings on the culture.
Yeah.
And
on the rap culture, on rap music.
And everything that was wrong with the culture was what was on my
side. You're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Like, then she don't like me. Because I'm looking and there's so many different impressions at different points. And not to say that those things were wrong, but I was saying if I can't be a friend, at least let me be your enemy so I coexist.
It all kicked off just weeks after Sean Combs. The Reckoning hit Netflix. That brutal documentary loaded with leaked clips, witness testimonies, and 50 Cent's own takedown that had social media on fire. But insiders are saying something even bigger is brewing. Because those same forces behind Diddy's exposure are now setting their sights on Oprah. Why? Sources close to 50 claim her alleged playbook mirrors Diddy's in one bone-chilling way. Total control. Control over stories, over fame, and maybe even over people's lives. And here's the twist that's got everyone gasping. These claims aren't coming from random online haters. They're coming from insiders who've seen the machinery of her empire up close. People who say the polished image the world sees is nothing more than a carefully built illusion. One former associate, speaking only under anonymity, dropped a chilling line. She doesn't build kings, she breaks them. And if you go against her, you're done. You vanish from the spotlight like you never existed. This isn't some random coincidence. It's a pattern that keeps showing up. We've seen this move before. Powerful names in entertainment allegedly silencing anyone who dares to speak up, twisting public perception, and using their influence like a weapon. But what makes this hit harder is who we're talking about. Oprah. The same woman who spoke out about her own trauma, who championed survivors, who opened a school to protect young girls. That's why these claims are shaking people to their core.
Y'all puffies, y'all little boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal, I never killed nobody.
Because they aren't just about betrayal in business or media. They're about something way darker, something that challenges everything she's stood for. And it all ties back to her alleged connections with the very predators she once condemned. Remember Harvey Weinstein, the Hollywood powerhouse whose downfall ignited a worldwide reckoning? Well, back in 2018, singer Seal dropped a bombshell post calling out Oprah directly. He accused her of knowing about Weinstein's alleged predatory actions for years, but choosing silence, even keeping friendly ties, until the scandal blew up too big to hide. Seal didn't hold back either. In that same post, he mocked her sudden outrage, writing, "Oh, I forgot. That's right. You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting younger, wide-eyed actresses." And he wasn't the only one raising eyebrows. Others in the industry started whispering the same thing. Rose McGowan, one of the loudest voices to call out Harvey Weinstein, didn't mince words when it came to Oprah. She blasted her as fake as they come.
Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Lionsgate. They wanted me to come work for free. If I had done something wrong contractually, they would have sued me.
McGowan pointed straight to Oprah's past ties with both Weinstein and Russell Simmons, another industry giant facing multiple assault accusations. "She's about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain," McGowan tweeted, setting social media on fire with that one. So the real question is, if Oprah even suspected what these powerful men were doing, why stay silent until the world cornered her into speaking up? Why wait for the headlines before choosing a side? But that's only the surface. Because what's allegedly happening at the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa makes the Hollywood rumors look tame.
Yo, so why am I hearing that Oprah had a school for girls and all of them went missing?
When that school launched in 2007, it was celebrated as a dream come true, a $40 million sanctuary built to give young women a shot at a better future. Cameras were flashing, headlines were glowing, and the world applauded her vision. But just a year later, in 2008, the fairy tale cracked. A dorm matron faced accusations of inappropriate behavior with students. Though she was later acquitted, Oprah called the situation crushing and promised deep reforms to rebuild trust. Fast forward to now, and insiders are whispering that the story might go much deeper than anyone realized. Online investigators claim there's a darker side no one wants to talk about. Rumors of missing students, not runaways or transfers, but girls who allegedly vanished without a trace.
Something strange is going on with Oprah Winfrey's South African School for Girls. Started spreading rumors that girls are disappearing from the school. According to these rumors, several students from the school have gone missing.
Families, according to some reports, were supposedly pressured to keep quiet. And then comes the claim that's sending shivers across social media. Whispers of alleged human remains found near the school's property. No police files, no official reports, just vanished posts, quiet leaks, and ex-staffers too scared to speak publicly, but all whispering the same chilling line. Something's not right inside that school. The stories might be unconfirmed, but the consistency in what's being said has everyone's attention. And this goes way beyond her alleged ties to predators or the mystery surrounding that academy. This is about a pattern. A pattern that, if even halfway true, paints her not just as a bystander, but as the mastermind behind it all.
I don't sell healing candles, I sell reality. This ain't a book club, it's a documentary. People been whispering for years, I just turned the volume up and let Netflix handle the speakers.
Now let's piece this together. Starting with her long-running feud with 50 Cent. It all began years back when Oprah reportedly refused to have him on her show, saying his lyrics were too degrading toward women. 50 didn't just brush it off, he clapped back in his own savage way. He even named his dog Oprah, poked fun at her audience, and later in his book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, he went in harder than ever. He wrote, "She was completely against everything that was in my music, so I just said, okay, if we can't be friends, then at least let's be enemies." But here's the twist. 50's not just some rapper holding a grudge anymore. He's become a serious power player in media, and his latest project, The Reckoning on Netflix, didn't just make headlines. It destroyed Diddy's empire piece by piece. The docuseries was so explosive that Diddy's lawyers have been scrambling to shut it down. And now insiders claim that 50's sights are locked on Oprah herself.
What I reposted was not an attack on Oprah at all. She just happened to be the person photographed with the pig in the picture. No, what I reposted was commentary on the hypocritical and double-standard nature and behavior of Hollywood. So Fox News, back off, but I'll get to you later.
Why? Because according to those close to him, her alleged playbook doesn't just resemble Diddy's. It's supposedly even more calculated. The whispers say she's been running Hollywood like a chessboard, and 50 wants the world to see every move. It's worse, way worse. Diddy's empire crumbled because of his own ego, his own recklessness once that footage leaked and he couldn't control the story anymore. But Oprah? She's a master at controlling the narrative. She doesn't just twist stories, she makes them disappear. If even a fraction of these rumors about her school are true, then we're not just talking about career sabotage or image control. We're talking about an alleged cover-up so deep it would make Diddy's wildest parties look like child's play. Think about how the machine worked back in 2007 when those first allegations came out of her South African academy. Oprah didn't just come out with disappointment. She flipped the entire situation. She fired staff, brought in new management, and reshaped the story into a tale of one tragic, isolated incident that she heroically fixed. But what if it wasn't isolated at all? What if the whole academy was built on something way darker than education and empowerment? Insiders and ex-staff have whispered for years about odd restrictions inside the school. Girls allegedly cut off from family contact, sudden unexplained transfers, and a heavy atmosphere of fear that kept everyone silent. And now, with old Reddit threads and deleted online posts being dug up again,
It's been rumored that you and I have a feud.
Right.
Yeah.
No, look, every time she made a mention to hip-hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip-hop.
the noise around these questions is getting impossible to ignore. Where are those girls now? What really goes on behind those locked gates? These are the questions echoing across the internet. But somehow, Oprah's public image stays spotless. She's still seen as the voice of reason, the face of moral authority. The same woman who grilled Michael Jackson's accusers on national TV, the same one who gave a platform to survivors and built a media empire on trust. But here's the truth about trust. Once cracks start to show, they never really go away. Trust is only as strong as the secrets you manage to keep. And right now, the secrets surrounding Oprah are allegedly stacking higher than ever. Let's start with the Juan scandal, the Brazilian spiritual healer she once praised as inspiring. Turns out that same man was later convicted of assaulting hundreds of women. That connection alone raised serious eyebrows. Then there's the long-standing feud with comedian and actress Monique. Insiders say Oprah allegedly blackballed her after Monique refused to promote Precious for free, a move that nearly destroyed the Oscar winner's career. Monique has spoken about it publicly for years, saying that the media turned its back on her. And many still believe Oprah had a hand in that silence. And it doesn't stop there. Hollywood insiders whisper that Oprah doesn't just avoid controversy, she controls it. The rumors claim that if a story threatens her image, it never even makes it to the press. But now, the game might be shifting. Sources say 50 Cent is allegedly gathering evidence. Former staffers are finally starting to talk, and online investigators are connecting dots that were once hidden in plain sight. The walls could finally be closing in. Still, here's the part that makes this different. Oprah isn't Diddy. She's sharper, richer, and far more strategic. She's spent decades building power that can't be easily touched.
If the truth feels uncomfortable, maybe it's because it finally stopped being protected. 50 Cent to Oprah. What do you think about this? Follow me, fam.
Diddy's empire fell apart after leaked videos, jurors turning, and that explosive docuseries that exposed his every move. But Oprah? She's never been desperate. She's always 10 steps ahead. So if 50 Cent really thinks he can take her down using the same playbook, he might be walking straight into a storm because Oprah doesn't just fight back. She destroys her opponents. She doesn't just fight back. She rewrites the story. And that's where the real chill sets in. Because if even a piece of these rumors about her South African school are true, if there are really students who vanished, or if there are remains no one's dared to investigate, then what else could be hiding beneath the surface? Because at this point, it's not just about Oprah anymore. It's about every powerful person she's ever shielded, every scandal she's allegedly helped bury, every name that's quietly disappeared from her world without explanation. We've all seen what happens when the queen of daytime decides you're a threat. Careers vanish, reputations crumble, and suddenly the story changes overnight. But what happens when she becomes the target? When the threats start circling her empire instead? The board is shifting, the whispers are turning into open chatter, and if 50 Cent's sources are right, Hollywood's about to witness a war like nothing it's ever seen before. This isn't just a feud or some messy celebrity drama. This is shaping up to be a full-on reckoning. And if Oprah Winfrey is finally standing in the storm she once controlled, the fallout won't just shake the industry. It'll go down in history.
These are my girls. These are my girls.
But here's the twist about reckonings. They never stop where they start. They don't only hit the guilty, they take down everyone in the blast zone. So, as leaks start dropping, as insiders open up, and as old allies quietly switch sides, one question burns through the chaos. Who's next? And just how far will Oprah go to keep those secrets locked away forever? Because if the stories about those missing girls are only the beginning, then the real horror isn't what's already come out. It's what's still buried beneath the surface. And when it comes to Oprah Winfrey, the whispers say her darkest secrets are always the last ones to see daylight. We all know how the Hollywood game is played. Power protects power. And anyone bold enough to challenge the throne usually disappears from the spotlight like they never existed. But when that throne belongs to Oprah, the stakes shoot sky high. We're not just talking about careers ending, we're talking about lives allegedly being turned upside down. If you follow the breadcrumbs carefully, the pattern that emerges isn't just alarming. It looks like a full-on blueprint for control. While she preaches empowerment, equality, and truth on camera, insiders claim she's behind the curtain pulling strings to silence or sideline any rising star who threatens her grip on influence. The alleged casualties? A list that reads like a roll call of black excellence. Bright, talented names who suddenly found themselves cut off, blacklisted, or mysteriously sidelined after crossing her path. And the most infamous example? Monique, the Oscar-winning comedian who had Hollywood in her hands after Precious, a movie Oprah herself executive produced. But when Monique refused to do extra publicity work for free, everything changed overnight. Suddenly, the offers dried up, doors closed, and her career hit a standstill so harsh that she later described it as a modern-day lynching. That statement shook everyone. Oprah's camp, of course, denied any involvement. But the timing, the silence, it all felt way too convenient. Then there's Tyler Perry, a man who once called Oprah his big sister. Their bond looked unbreakable, until things allegedly went sour behind the scenes. Insiders claim their relationship took a dark turn over creative control, and suddenly, Perry's projects started hitting strange roadblocks, delays in distribution, quiet industry pushback, and whispered campaigns questioning whether he was authentic enough. Coincidence? Or something more intentional? And let's not skip over how Oprah handled her connection to Michael Jackson. When he was alive and facing trial, she reportedly kept her distance. But years later, she returned to the spotlight by platforming his accusers in a way that many fans called a public takedown rather than journalism. Was it a coincidence? Or a cold, calculated move to stay aligned with the winning side once the tide turned? Because here's the thing about Oprah. She doesn't just choose sides. She creates them. The real chill hits when you notice who she doesn't turn on. Harvey Weinstein, Russell Simmons, Joan de Deus, all men accused of horrific abuses, yet Oprah allegedly kept ties with them long after the accusations surfaced. She only seemed to step back once the public outrage got too loud to ignore. And then there's how she handled the Diddy situation. While other networks were tearing into the mogul's alleged crimes, Oprah's empire stayed silent. No statements, no specials, no coverage, just eerie quiet. Then, the moment the Reckoning documentary dropped and the internet exploded, she vanished from the conversation completely. Critics say that silence wasn't neutrality, it was strategy. Because when you're the most powerful woman in media, silence can speak louder than words, and every quiet move could be the most calculated one of all. In Hollywood, your alliances aren't just personal, they're your shield. And if someone's protecting predators while allegedly sabotaging the ones brave enough to speak out, then the question shifts from morality to motive. What's she really getting in return? Now, back to the heart of the storm, the school. Because if the accusations about Oprah's ruthless business moves are shocking, the whispers about her South African Leadership Academy are absolutely chilling. Everyone remembers the 2007 scandal. The dorm matron accused of misconduct, the students who came forward, and the way Oprah stepped out in front of cameras, framing it as a heartbreaking but isolated tragedy. But what if it wasn't isolated at all? What if that was just the surface of something way darker? Right now, online sleuths and former staff are piecing things together, claiming there's a whole hidden story behind the scenes, a story packed with strange patterns, missing details, and whispers no one can fully explain. People are talking about girls who allegedly vanished without a trace. No transfers, no goodbye letters, no records at all. Just empty dorms and families told to stay silent. It's the kind of rumor that sounds impossible, yet it keeps spreading louder every day. Then comes the twist that's got everyone's nerves on edge. The shocking claim that human remains were supposedly found near the property. Let's make it clear. There are no confirmed police files, no public reports, no official word backing this up. What's out there are deleted online posts, encrypted messages, and anonymous voices saying things that sound straight out of a horror movie. It's the type of story people whisper about because they're too scared to say it out loud. What is consistent, though, is what insiders keep repeating, that the school's security is tighter than a federal lockup. Visitors get checked top to bottom, access is restricted, and eyes are everywhere. Former workers describe an environment where curiosity got you in trouble, where asking questions could end your career. One ex-teacher, hiding their name, dropped a line that still sends chills. You didn't ask where the girls went. You just pretended they were never there. Now think about this. If Oprah can allegedly shut down a celebrity for crossing her, what's to stop her from making bigger issues disappear too? That's exactly why 50 Cent stepping into this drama has everyone watching. Because if anyone's bold enough to call her out, it's him. And this is just the beginning. Episode 1 barely scratches the surface. There's way more to uncover, and you don't want to miss it. So hit that like, smash that subscribe, and drop a comment on what you think's really going down, 'cause the next episode takes this story to a whole new level.